tumbling, on the conditioning of your body, have heard me say something about you need to train your inner core. And that the Taylor Lautner abs are beautiful from New Moon, but I don't really care about those. I care what's inside was strong. I think that we're kind of like this. The inside is something's messed up, and we're talking about the outward part right now. The numbers really don't matter. It's really not an issue of numbers. It's an issue of how we are training our kids, what we are training our kids, whether we are, what our priority is, whether our priority is that of a competitive advantage, or is our priority getting more kids in the gym to improve our industry and to enjoy the environment of our industry. I think we have to look deeper than just 20, 20, and 36. I really don't care what numbers you put. I'm a fairly small gym still. I was a very small gym last year of 60. This year I'm a gym of 138. And it don't really matter what number you give me. I'm going to fill the teams. But I feel like if we cut down numbers, we're cutting down kids. We're cutting down kids. We're not improving the mission of the USASF. And if we're in here to get more kids involved in our sport, we need to forget about numbers and think about our teaching methods and the things that we need to do to improve our communication with our parents and our ability to get across to the kids and teach them better.
Anybody noticing a pattern? Every time we create a division to appease someone, it shrinks.
Yeah.
Medium co-ed, shrunk unlimited. Small, shrunk large limited. 4.2, shrinking threes. Worlds, everybody going. At large bitch for everybody is shrinking the industry as a whole. We need to, guys, it has to be something for them to reach for. It can't be that easy. We can't keep celebrating mediocrity and expect for the industry to grow.
Casey?
I totally agree with that because I was not in favor of 4.2. What I am in favor of is a graduated scale that will leave that carrot out there. In other words, a mini level 2 team can't throw basket tosses, but when I'm on the junior level 2 team, I can. A senior level 2 team can possibly hold, I think those kids are fine holding a one-legged liberty, whereas I don't believe that a mini level 2 kid is. So we leave that carrot there so that each year these kids want to stay in the sport because they know that next year I get to do this.
I don't want to take youth out and just talk about youth because I think that the entire thing Casey hit on a while ago, I think we need to look at this macro based on the age of the kids and what we're asking them to do and totally revamp starting from our tinies and our minis all the way up, providing for that carrot and limiting their liability, our chance for exposure to injury as far as the young kids, not just with the tumbling and the fulls or the doubles or the bounder tricks, but also looking at what we're asking them to do with stunts and pyramids and that sort of thing. Okay. Maybe youth doesn't have doubles, but juniors does. Even though there might be some kids that by age cross over to that team, that's going to allow you, for Debbie, her daughter is one of 2 kids that were able to do that. Well, that as a coach, I'm able to say, okay, instead of her being on youth, I'm going to move her to junior because she is strong, she does have a double, and that's fine. She can compete with the older kids. We can make that determination, and then that way, instead of me trying to create a full team with majority of double fulls out of youth, I'm going to take 2 or 3 youth kids that are capable, physically ahead of the rest of them, move them up to juniors, and I don't have to worry about that.
Look out for the small gym stuff. We've created this weird thing where there has to be 10 small gyms, teams, to create a small gym division. Well, that's after you went small to large, so I think the USASF needs to rethink that. So that's one of the things I want brought up in Atlanta. But if we got rid of junior co-ed, boys don't help in junior level. Okay, just let juniors compete against juniors. You know, boys don't help at junior level. If we did just get rid of that, it would help. So we have competition at the junior levels.
A small team of 12 girls and 5 boys, isn't that the same as a team of 20 girls? I mean, we're talking 13, 14-year-olds.
Having one boy on a junior team probably doesn't make a difference. The team that has 4 or 5 or 6 on there maybe does, and that's where the split needs to be made. But put that, again, make it something the event producers can work with if it needs to be done, not creating more divisions.
We have a large junior 5 team, and there is no competition for us this year, so I would be all for it for competition, whether they're boys or not. I think it's fine.
Okay,
that's my opinion.
I think it really should depend on whether the event producer wants to do it or not. We need to remember that as gyms, we choose to either return to that competition or not. And if I'm in front of the event producer and he says, look, man, you know, you've got one boy and this team has 6, but I have to combine you. You know, I think it's up to him to choose what he wants to do with his competition.
But then what happens is those other teams will say to them, I'm not going to come to your event, James, at Spirit Sports because World Cup Starlights Junior Co-ed's coming and I don't want to be in that division with them. I'd rather be by myself.
We call it large junior up to 3 boys and still call it large junior. If you have more than that, you're called co-ed, then you can be by yourself.
I don't see a point in capping even a number because we all agreed that the boys don't make a difference. So just make it large junior and make it small junior. Have 36 boys. Who cares? Doesn't matter. They're all going to be scored the same way. And the fairness is large against large and small against small. Boys 10, 1, 12, who cares?
I wonder too if you did that, would you wind up adding boys? Because you would, because if they're going to have competition, those divisions are going to be bigger, deeper.
Okay, so we'll try to find you your
Something
boys.
that I would like to say is I know a lot of people were complaining the other day, and I kind of kept my mouth shut about the decrease in boys in this industry. Well, it happens from the bottom up. If they cannot be on a junior team because you're scared it's going to change you into a whole different division, guess what? We're not training these boys ever because we're getting rid of them. So they're not going to be on senior teams, and guess what? They're not going to end up in college teams either. So it goes right down the board. So I think you're just helping the industry in a lot.
I am all about getting rid of some divisions. I don't think you get rid of them by combining them.